Okay, under 10 seconds. And the time is up. Welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub and a very good evening to all of you. Here is the plan for today very quickly. First, we are going to go ahead and go through some study games. We have 4 games to study in all, so I suggest that we will cover the first 2 games. All games are from the White's perspective. So we are going to go through a couple of study games, and then we will switch to our famous chess players PowerPoint, where Alison has some work to do today because I've incorporated some Brits. Okay, so let's see how many players she can identify. We will do only 5 of them and then go back to our study chess games. Because we have 4 of them to do, we'll cover up 2 of them, go to the PowerPoint, then come back and finish the remaining 2. Then go back to the PowerPoint to finish the remaining 5 players on the list. After that, should we have time, then we will go ahead definitely, and I probably will indulge myself in some bullet game or games, depending on the time available at hand. Okay, I want your notepad ready, and by the way, Omkar sir made a very nice video. In fact, it was so in depth. He made actually a PowerPoint presentation for it, covering various rating range, like 800 to something, and then for the better players. He also made a very valuable suggestion about the Swiss League tournament. And Saumitra, you should probably share more here. Saumitra should tell me what his apprehensions are about the Swiss League tournament. Let me know, because he wants us to play the tournament in the Swiss League format. Very important. So we are going to change the format a little bit. Let me know. We are going to now start straight away with the first game, the study game that I have. We are going to study 4 games, all from the White's perspective. All games are from the White's perspective. I hope you are ready with your notepad. I might just bring the notation window so that you can jot down if I feel it necessary. Notepad is ready. Thanks, Jay. Thank you so much. But I'm not saying that I will give you every, for every game some time for exclusively for jotting down the moves. You can always revisit the video. But let's see if the game is that important. What is more important is that the seniors, as usual, I'll stop at a critical point where I think that you have to invest time in thinking the continuation. I'll give you 3 minutes for it, and tell me the best you can. Okay, so the board number 1, we've got 4 games to study. Okay. So the first game begins with White playing e4 and Black playing c5, which is the Sicilian Defense. Everybody, I'm sure, knows this. Let me bring myself there on the screen. I'm not there right now. There I am. Okay, so this is the Sicilian Defense, and White did not go for the Smith-Morra. What White in fact played was knight to f3, which is the main line. Black played knight c6. Remember, Omkar sir made a video on Sicilian Taimanov as well, where Black player normally, if he wants to go for Taimanov, plays the move e6. Not the case here. Center break with d4. Pawns were exchanged. Knight to f6. The beginners who are watching this, our new admissions, amateurs, will observe opponent's last move. The opponent's last move is knight to f6. So what is the purpose? Why knight f6? Well, the simple logic here is that the knight wants to take on e4 undefended, or the hanging pawn on e4. What happens then? Knight c3. Again, if you have attacked it, I'm going to defend it. Simple policy. d6. White played bishop g5. a6, kind of a Najdorf line. Queen d2. I think this move is suggestive of White's plan here. White probably wants to long castle here. That probably is one idea why he played Queen d2. Otherwise, I don't see why Queen d2 could be played. That's one of the prime reasons. He wants to castle long. Hopefully, he'll do that. Okay, knight d7, bishop e2. The idea is to fianchetto this bishop. I hope everybody now knows in the group what is the meaning of fianchetto. Do you know what is the meaning of fianchetto? Fianchetto is to put the bishop on the longest diagonal. On the longest diagonal. So let's get to the board again. So what I'm saying is that this bishop here on f8 will now come on to g7, and that will be the longest diagonal. Let me highlight the other one as well. These are the longest diagonals. So anytime you have the bishop placed on the longest diagonal, see, that's not how you normally develop it. So that's called a fianchetto. It's an Italian term. Notepad, use your notepad. Fianchetto. Okay, the word is fianchetto, and anybody who can spell it, type it in the chat. Fianchetto. Can you type the spelling? Fianchetto is what I'm looking for. Let's see who comes up first with the spelling here. So fianchetto was the idea, putting the bishop on the longest diagonal. And Arya Mahakal, I think, has done it correctly. It's a word with the Italian origin. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get back to our game. So the idea, of course, I told you was maybe to fianchetto. Knight was played to d5, and well, first before fianchettoing he played f6, and now it is here that I want you, no, not here, let me get one more move in here. See, whenever in chess, always remember this, I will first come on cam to make this abundantly clear and then take you back to the board. The point I'm making is, whenever you make a pawn move, you have to maintain in your mind that it doesn't come back. Pawns only go forward. Now, whenever the pawns move, they create a hole. They create a space waiting to be occupied by the opponent's pieces. Remember what I'm saying. Whenever the pawns move, the first thing is the pawns only move forward. So they ain't coming back. So that's a commitment. Moving a pawn is a commitment. And therefore, what I'm saying is you must think before you make a commitment that, okay, this is what I want to do. You know, even with the en passant rule, you've got to take it immediately. Otherwise, later you cannot claim it. And also the other thing is when pawns move, they create a big hole there for the knight or maybe some other piece to occupy it very nicely. Knights exploit that better. And now I'll take you back to the board. So what I was wanting to clarify here is this square that I'm talking about, the hole. For this knight to nicely take on e6. So the pawns are on d6 and the other pawn is on f6. But that creates a very nice square for the knight to go ahead and occupy. Knights exploit this very, very, very well. Okay. Did white player do that? Yes, white did play that. And now if you notice that queen thankfully has got the open diagonal, otherwise the queen would be smothered here. I repeat, the queen could be smothered here, but thankfully there is this d8 a5 diagonal. What did I say? Thankfully there is this d8 a5 diagonal, otherwise the queen would be smothered. And to be honest, all those squares are taken by the white pieces, except on a5 the black queen will find some support. So on a5, the black queen will find some support, else everything is taken. So that's definitely something to look out. And queen a5 was played. It is at this point that I have decided to allot 3 minutes of thinking time. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and when I give you 3 minutes, I want to make one thing very clear, that the juniors can probably think of 1 or 2 moves. The seniors try to look forward even for the variations. Try to give me a complete answer. This lecture is mainly for the A batch guys. So try to see as much as you can in the next 3 minutes, and I will join you again at the end of those 3 minutes. I think I'm now going to start. It's white to play. Your countdown, that is, here you go. I'll join you in 3 minutes. Enjoy the music as you think. Okay, the time is up, and what all did I get? Some of you said knight c7 check and we win the rook. Some of them just said queen exchange first. The queens should be exchanged first and then we should play knight c7. Prajna said knight c7 check, but then why would the queen take the knight? King can go to f7. What's the best answer here? The seniors. I'm looking for something more. I've not got it yet. I'm sorry to say. Well, the obvious things have been achieved. Yes, we can win the rook. But there is something more to it. No seniors. No seniors. Vihang, you are there. Samarth, you are there. Ankit. Ankit also thinks queen takes a5, knight takes a5, knight ec7 check. Well, that was precise. Knight ec7 check. Saumitra now thinks that knight dc7 check, king f7, knight d8 check, king g7, bishop h6, king g8, bishop c4. There is a checkmate possibility. Saumitra has suggested a huge line, and Rudra says that knight c7 and cannot calculate further. Let's get to the board. And yes, there is a checkmate possibility. I'm going to show what happened here. Okay. So let's get back. This is what we were studying. This was a position, and what happened here is actually knight dc7 check. Of course, if queen takes, then this is a disaster, total disaster for black. because after this knight takes c7, winning the queen, and then whatever happens, knight will pick up the rook as well. This is totally lost in the game, and that's why Prajna, very nice. I told you what after this check. You didn't specify knight d c7, by the way. Both the knights can, beginners, both the knights can come on the c7 square. Oops. It is the knight d c7 check, which is important. I repeat, knight d c7 check. You soon see why. But okay, knight d c7 check. King f7 is what I want to talk about. I have told you that if queen takes knight, it's just end of story for black. But this is an interesting variation. What I thought some seniors might show it, okay? But well, Soumitra was the first, and now I think we have something from Vihang as well, but now I think the time is up. You can tell me if you want 4 minutes instead of 3. I'm okay to concede that kind of time. And then you have knight d8 check. Now it is here, I believe, after this check that king g7 was suggested by Soumitra, and then he said bishop h6 check, king g8, and then he said bishop c4 check. And let us see what happened in this game. King g7 was played indeed. Knight e8 check was played. King g8, bishop c4 check, d5, bishop takes d5. It's mate in 2 from here. Mate in 2 moves from here. You can see that if the pawn is pushed, it's just mate in 1. So instead it is queen takes d5. And now you have queen takes d5, then e6, and then queen takes e6 is check and mate. Soumitra calculated the most precise line. Congratulations, Soumitra. I am really happy with you, Soumitra. Fantastic, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. If you are going to say that the stream shows with a delay of 25 seconds, do you want me to concede 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes? I'm okay with that. Fine, no problem. If that is the case, that you had just put the answer and it came a little later, fine. You must have put the line at the very end of the countdown timer. Okay, because the countdown was for 3 minutes. So at the end, if you put it, yeah, it will come alongside my explanation. But I'm happy with all those who thought so deep. Let's take a look again at the game. It's just one of those games that you need to study. Beautiful indeed. Let's take it all the way back. The game began with the Sicilian defense, but white went for the main line. Normally, if I am playing against Sicilian, I always play d4 with the Smith-Morra gambit. I like playing that. But here it's the main line, knight c6, d4. This is, by the way, called a center break. The pawns were exchanged, knight f6, attacking the pawn on e4. I've told you that. And rightly, white is defending the pawn that is attacked. Everything is perfectly normal here. d6, bishop g5, a6, queen d2, preparing long castle. But then, hey, it didn't happen in the game. There was no need. This knight d7 move is not particularly impressive. In my opinion, black could have played bishop d7 or e6 even was good. Knight d7, bishop e2, the fianchetto idea, and now this is horrible. This move is really not good. Knight e6, queen has the only move, queen a5, because I told you the other squares are taken by the knight. So there was the only square, this was the only square where queen had some support by the knight. So then knight d c7 check. Remember which knight, okay? Then if queen takes c7, it's knight takes c7, end of story. In the game, black played king f7. Then you have knight to d8 check, king g7. Isn't that forced? That's forced. No, that's not forced. Well, that's not forced, right? What if king g8? Well, that's the one thing that we can calculate. It's mate in 5 from here as well. I'll show you very quickly. The same idea, bishop c4. The same idea with bishop c4, d5 and eventual mate. But in this case, there was king g7. You had this knight e8 check, finally pushing the king to g8 square, and then rest was just very simple. If taking by queen, then queen takes and then check. Beautiful indeed. So first game is out of the way. We have 4 games to do, and we have consumed 20 minutes of our time in the lecture. So it's okay not to make a note of it, and let's not spend time on the notation. Let's quickly move on to the second game. We will move to the second game. After we are done with the second game, then we will go to famous chess players. We will study 5 chess players, the names, the countries they belong, and then come back to these games. We will spare 5 chess players for the end. Let's go to question, not question number 2, but the game number 2 here. Second game, please. Second game is also with white to play. And the game begins with the normal e4, e5. So that's 90% of the games at the beginner level, e4, e5. Again, if I am playing here, always d4. Love the Danish gambit, always been playing that. But knight f3, mainline play here. But not the Spanish, not the Italian, not the Scotch game, but c3. Now you can try this idea. Always when I show you a game with a new idea, you could try that on Lichess and let me know if it worked. Let me know. So here knight f6 looks quite normal. By the way, after you play c3, it is perfectly equal. Not that black gets any advantage. c3 is perfectly playable here. Yes, not the best move, but if you want something that is different, maybe play c3 and then go for d4. That's a good surprise tool. You can use c3. The idea of using c3 is like a pivot. So then you push d4 and maybe then get the pawn after the exchange on d4 and have an open file to attack on the, something on the c file, double the rooks, something like that. From a long-term perspective, can happen. Knight f6, as I said, and now there you go, d4. But black took the free pawn on e4 first. So why did white just give that? No, it's not free. Because now white plays d5. Look at this move, I like this the more I look at it. But d5 push is important because now this knight is going to be kicked out, and which means that we can then take the pawn on e5. I repeat, when you push the pawn, then we are now going to make that knight move on c6, currently on c6, and then the e5 pawn will be undefended, removing the defender, destroying the defender, plus the knight on e4, not so good because then there is always a pin possibility on the e file. Let's see what happened here. Black played knight e7 and now knight recaptured, so white is not a pawn down. Knight g6. Now if you see, black has made a fundamental error here. Black's error here is playing the same piece twice. Playing the same piece twice in the opening is not considered good. If the B batch guys are also listening properly, don't just dismiss everything for A batch. Yes, this lecture is for the A batch, but the B batch guys, point to be noted. Don't move the same piece over and over again in the opening, because then when will you develop the other pieces? So if you see here, the journey of this knight has been fascinating. From b8 to c6, from c6 to e7, and from e7 to eventually where it has landed. So let me show you the journey of the knight. This is the journey of the black knight there. From b8 to c6, from c6 to e7, from e7 to g6. Don't just keep, you spend 4 moves. Spend 4 moves to get the knight to g6, and the other pieces haven't really made any progress. So that's not something that is what you should do. Bishop d3, there is a threat. Omkar sir did make a very nice point about this. Beginners, he said, we are not paying attention at the opponent's last move, and I have also stressed on this point so many times. Opponent's last move, bishop d3, so the knight is hanging there. What happened now? Black took on f2. Black just took on f2. Why is that? Black thought the idea is very simple. Let white take on f2 and I will take on e4. That's the logic. Black thought that I'll destroy white's castling, number one. I will be a pawn up and I will get my piece back. The knight on e5, not e4. Knight on e5 is hanging. So that's why probably black took on f2, but yeah, things are not so easy. First, white took the knight on g6. Knight took the queen. Now this is incredible. Bishop takes f7 check. Obvious move now. King e7 was played. And it is here now. I am going to give you 3 minutes of your thinking time. It is white to play. Your 3 minutes. Give me the complete answer. I'll be with you at the end of these 3 minutes. Okay, so the time is up, and what do I have? My seniors. Well, people are sure and excited about getting the black queen. But is there something more? Getting the black queen, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's all there is to it, getting the black queen, really? Now Ankit, okay, Ankit Bandopadhyay, very nice, very good Mr. Bandopadhyay. Bishop g5 check, king d6, knight c4 check, king c5, that's it? Or could you not think of more? Come on. Okay, now Vihang says bishop g5 check, king d6, knight c4 check, king c5. Then you have b4 check. Wow, that's big. A move further. One move in addition to what Ankit shared. Rayan says, I'll go with Prajna and Shriram. Where? Okay, so Rayansh is with Prajna and Shriram. That's nice. Spidey is saying bishop g5 check, king d6, bishop f4, whatever black plays, knight c6 checkmate. Is it like that? Chinmay says bishop g5. Look at the comments here. Nice. Bishop g5 check, king d6, knight c4, king c5, b4 check. So Chinmay also is okay. Well, okay, Rudra, I will ask you that question. You want me to ask that question? Well, I'll keep that in mind. Are you getting it? I didn't ask that. See, because the point is, the line is quite big. That's why I did not waste the screen time asking that question. But anyway, thanks that you reminded me about it. Okay, Spidey, I read your line, man. I just read your line. But is that so? Anything, whatever you do is checkmate. Really? I doubt it. Let me show you. Okay, so here is what it is. What happened in the game is bishop g5 check. Yeah, so that is amazing. That is amazing. Everybody got that. I'm happy. Everybody got that. King d6. And now my question was, that's why I was a little, I was happy with the B batch guys because they only saw one thing. They were super excited about getting the queen. But don't forget that we have also lost our queen. I repeat, don't be so excited about getting the queen. We have also lost our queen. So it's not that we will be a queen up. Point noted. We have also, look at the knight. Black knight on d1. We have also lost our queen. Hello. So it's not about getting the queen. Ankit. Then who else was there? Chinmay. Vihang. Very good. I believe we are missing out on Samartha today. I think Avdut is with us, but I believe we are missing out on Sanchit and Samartha. Avdut, is that so? Let me know, Avdut. Knight c4 check. So, Mr. Bandopadhyay, very good. King c5 and not b4 check. It is knight a3. And I'll tell you why knight a3 is difficult to see. Because after Black took the pawn, okay, notice by the way that Black cannot just save the queen by taking the bishop. Why can't Black take the bishop? Tell me, somebody tell me, why can't the queen just take the bishop, man? Very good, Ankit, but that's a very good try. Now Sanchit is with us. Sanchit is with us. Hello Sanchit. I did not see you earlier. Ankit, I appreciate your calculation. Whatever it is, you've done a good job. Excellent. Keep it up. Slowly you will think of more. Wonderful. Now why can't Black play queen takes? I just showed you this move here. Why can't queen just take this particular bishop? Because of b4. Checkmate, guys. b4 is checkmate here. So we played this move knight to a3 just to render some support for this knight on c4. That is why in this position Black cannot play queen takes g5. So Black played knight takes b2 because b4 is a checkmate threat. Now all of you have to tell me what is White's best move here. In this position, what is White's best move? Oh, Samartha is here now. Samartha, welcome. I can understand you are not signed into YouTube, so you couldn't chat. Welcome. But you should do that. Very good, Nijapka. Participate. Now what is the checkmate here? Now there is a checkmate move here. In this position, White to play and checkmate, guys. White can checkmate Black in just one move here. So earlier the threat was b4 check. And now the threat is, and correctly answered by a lot of people, it is indubitably the move bishop e3. It's just check and mate. Beautiful. So there were two threats. b4 was also a checkmate. So the knight had to take on b2. And the other is if the knight took on b2, then there was bishop e3 checkmate. So Black could not have saved both. And so It was a wonderful queen sacrifice. This was a very good example of a queen sacrifice. Let us go through the game one more time. This is a surprise weapon. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, go for C3. The logic of C3 is that you will use C3 to push D4, get the exchange done, and then use the rook to attack on the semi-open C file. So any youngster here wondering, so what was the logic of C3? In the Sicilian Defense, C3 is a very popular variation known as the Alapin variation. Ankit, have you heard of this? Vihang, have you heard of this? Samartha, have you heard of this? Saumitra, have you heard of this? The Sicilian Defense Alapin variation. E4, C5, C3. That's the Sicilian Defense Alapin variation. And the idea is the same. You play C3 and then get to D4. Just remember that. This is the logic. And now what happened in the game? After this, knight was played to F6, attacking the pawn, but white decided to break the center. Knight takes E4, pawn push, important. Knight went back, and then knight took. Again the knight move. We did talk about how the knight just kept moving from place to place, and that resulted in a huge loss of tempo. 4 moves. Then you had bishop d3, knight took on f2, bishop takes g6 first, sacrificing the queen here, bishop takes f7, king e7, bishop g5, not taking the queen. The move is knight c4, Ankit calculated this much, and after this you just have to play knight ba3. I repeat, knight ba3. Now why knight ba3 is because both the knights can come on this a3 square. So knight ba3. And the idea of playing this move is just to support the knight. And now there are 2 checkmate threats here. The first one is b4 checkmate, the other one is bishop e3 checkmate. You cannot stop both, you can only stop one of them, and therefore black decided to stop this particular threat. So knight took on b2 and bishop e3 was checkmate. What a lovely queen sacrifice. And look at the development as a chess player. A batch guys, watch black's pieces here. Let's just take a moment. Rook on his blocks, bishop didn't come out, queen didn't move, the black bishop didn't move, the rook didn't move. 5 out of the 8 pieces did not move. I repeat, understand this. I'll come on cam. 5 out of the 8 pieces did not move, and the king who was not supposed to come out got checkmated on c5. It was a world tour. The king did the world tour. Okay, I repeat, 5 out of 8 pieces did not come out, and the king that was not supposed to come out ventured all the way out and got checkmated on c5. That is why A batch guys, development is so important. That's why I love playing Danish Gambit. The development is important. That creates threats. I'm sure you enjoyed it. And now guys, time for our famous players section. Now I need your notepad. Well, even I'm going to get my notepad ready. So this is important now. Yes, Ankit, yes, with the Alapin variation there are a lot of traps. Thank you for sharing that. And now we will go to the famous chess players. Alison, I want you active now. All the best. Nobody helps. Don't help her. Come on, don't help her. Okay, because last time she knew Korchnoi and I said, so she said, oh, the one player I knew, and sir said the answer. We will first give her the opportunity. If she can't, of course, we will help her. All the best. Okay, Jay, absolutely. And now for the famous chess players. Did we stop at 30? Please let me know. We stopped at 30, right? Victor Korchnoi was the last. If you remember, guys, Victor Korchnoi was the last. I will also get my notepad ready, guys. I believe it was Victor Korchnoi who was the last. Okay, Alison wants us to help. Don't worry, we will bail you out. We will only have you take the first guess. But then if you are unsuccessful, we will bail you out. Now, come on, you're part of the chess hub now, Alison. Don't worry, we are with you. It's just that they are your countrymen. So, they are your countrymen, Alison. Alison, they are your countrymen. Prajna, if you're listening, they are her countrymen. Okay, anyway, and now we will start. Victor Korchnoi was the last. Yes, so I believe that this gentleman was the last that we studied. Time to rock and roll. Number 31. All the best, Miss Allison. I hope it's Miss Allison. And the number 31. Who is this very famous chess player? Avoid saying the answer first, guys. Let Allison make the first guess. If she's wrong, of course we will help her. Who is this very famous player from UK? Let's wait for another 30 seconds or. This guy is from England. No, Alison is venture a guess. Come on, try venture a guess. Not even a guess. Not even a guess. That's not fair. Not even a guess. Oh. Prajna wants to say, and now the correct answer, absolutely right, absolutely. Vihang, brilliant. Shriram, brilliant. The answer is indeed Grandmaster David Howell. Guys, please type the word GM. This stands for Grandmaster. Okay, so GM, that's Grandmaster David Howell from UK. Now, I have said UK, but he is an Englishman. So, Alison, all the best. You still have got 2 or 3 maybe more attempts. Okay, don't worry. Sure, Alison, sure. Now you remember. Now you recollect. I told you, Alison. You could have ventured a guess. I told you. See, look. You could take a guess and go wrong, Alison. Fine. Big deal. Venture a guess. It's okay. We will help you. Next one is also for you. Another Englishman. So let's get back to what we were studying. Number 31 is out of the way. And by the way, the others, don't just enjoy this game we are playing here. I hope you are jotting it down in the notepad. Please do it in the notepad, guys. In the notepad. Number 32. Alison. Now, it cannot happen that you don't know this guy. It just cannot happen. If you don't get this one, Alison, I'll be flabbergasted. If you don't get this one. This cannot happen that you don't know this guy. It just cannot happen. Believe me, if you don't know him, oh yes, brilliant, absolutely, brilliant. That is right. That is absolutely right. I was about to urine, thank goodness. Yes, you got it right. Absolutely. Grandmaster Nigel Short. Okay, absolutely brilliant. Alison, you should also type the word GM. You should type the word GM, Grandmaster. Please type GM, Grandmaster Nigel Short. I was about to say, Alison, that being someone from UK, if you did not guess this guy correctly, I would have really doubted your citizenship and your interest in chess. But wonderful, well done. Next one, please. Before that, the others, I hope you are jotting this down in the notepad. Please type in the comments if you are jotting it down. Wonderful, brilliant. Number 33 then. Number 33. All the best, Alison. And before Alison you wonder, are all 10, tests for me? No. Okay, not all 10. Believe me, we don't want to trouble you a lot. But the next one also is a guess for you. Not all 10. Okay, so don't worry about it. And anyway, you have made us proud. Hey, you answered Grandmaster Nigel Short. Next one, please. Number 33 on the list. Who is this fine young chess player? Alison, all the best. Alison, wouldn't you guess, my dear? Wouldn't you guess? You would know some English chess players. And now my students. Yeah, he is Grandmaster Luke McShane. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, you are not. No, you are not the worst. I just wanted you to guess. It's perfectly okay. Alison, you're very nice. Don't say that. I wouldn't believe that. You're a wonderful person. It's just that I was wanting a guess from you. But anyway, he is indeed Grandmaster Luke McShane. Is known for his solid defense and middle game. I've studied a few of his games. Very talented indeed, and of course a Grandmaster. What else needs to be said? Wonderful talent from your country, Alison. By the way, what I would want Alison to do, I have a very interesting assignment for Alison. Alison, I have a very interesting assignment for you. I'll tell you what it is. The interesting assignment for Alison is that you can see in the bracket, I have mentioned UK. You can tell me whether they are strictly Englishmen or are they Irish or they belong to Scotland. You can tell me. One of them could be, I don't know. So that's the assignment for you. And the next one probably is the next one is the last guess for you, Alison. The last. And you're not the worst. Wonderful. Just venture a guess. Remember the assignment. Try to tell me by the next lecture, Alison, if they are Englishmen. Because I have mentioned UK. So do they belong to Scotland? Do they belong to Northern Ireland? Let me know. The next one, please. Next one, please. This one will be the last for Alison. Then she can heave a sigh of relief. Finally, it's done. Okay, number 34. Now, Alison, a big clue is this Grandmaster, wonderful player, is very active on the YouTube. So I probably think that you would know. Since you consider yourself really bad, there is a big chance you know this guy. He is very popular on YouTube. Makes a lot of videos, plays a lot of chess online, has a YouTube channel, very popular. No, I am not a GM. Otherwise, I would have proudly mentioned Grandmaster Ameya Vaidya. Oh, nobody let Allison guess this time. Well, yeah, okay. You made a guess, yes, you made a guess. But it is Grandmaster Simon Williams. He is absolutely Grandmaster Simon Williams. I have again mentioned UK, Allison. So let me know he is an Englishman or does he belong to some part of United Kingdom apart from England. Okay, that's it. I think number 34 is done. And now heave a sigh of relief, Allison. Done. And now the others, all of you will have to participate. This from now on, I think we can we have to remember that it is for all now, not just for Allison. It's not for just Allison anymore. I hope you are jotting it down in the notepad. Prajna, that's ridiculous. What do you mean you want him to be an English woman? What on earth? Next time I would probably... Well, Allison, this is a good homework for you. This is a good homework for you. Prajna wants that, well, I could have covered some English women playing chess. You could share some with us the next time. Prajna, I will delegate that work to Allison. Yeah, sure. Tell us who are the famous. Mention Allison's name also there. We will get to see your snap. At least we have not seen it yet, so you can mention. We would not guess that it's you. We have never seen you before. So Prajna, now I have delegated that work to Allison. She could tell us about the English women playing chess. Allison, this is for you. Anyway, now the others, I hope you are ready for the next one. Now the number 35. But remember, we are only going to go to number 35. Only till number 35. If you remember, guys, we will reach number 35 and then we will stop and go back to the study games. We have 2 more study games to do. And then we will come back to famous chess players. Okay, that's the sequence. So this is the last one and then we will go back to study games. But this one is for all, not for Allison. Not for Allison alone. Okay, number 35 on the list. Who will be the first to tell me this? Who is he at number 35? Number 35, guys. Number 35. Who is this young fellow? So sweet of you, Allison. So kind of you. If you have time, consider doing it. So kind of you. Ankit Bandyopadhyay. Brilliant. But please type GM. I've told you they are grandmasters. Bother to type GM. No, Allison, it's not Kramnik. We covered Kramnik earlier. Now that was bad on your part, Allison. That was bad on your part. Very bad, very bad. Allison, that was bad guess. We have already covered Kramnik. The others can tell me. I think I'm right. We have covered Kramnik earlier. Why would you guess I'll ask Kramnik one more time? We have covered him already. Grandmaster Anish Giri is absolutely right. But please type the words GM. They are grandmasters. They deserve it. They're good players. So Grandmaster Anish Giri is absolutely right. And he belongs to Netherlands. Now here is one more thing. In the chat, who can tell me what is the other word used for Netherlands? How else is Netherlands known as? In what other, by what other word? And what are the citizens called? Tell me, tell me. I believe if Arnav was with us, he would love to give the answer for this one, guys. people from Netherlands are called what? Absolutely right. Holland it is. And what are the Saumitra? Very nice. And what are the people called? They are called Dutch. Absolutely. The citizens are called Dutch. Absolutely brilliant. By the way, the word for the people belonging to a country, and the word for that is demonym. Remember, demonym. I repeat, the word is demonym. Like India, Indian, so America, American, France, French, England, English. You have the Netherlands, people from Netherlands referred to as Dutch. Okay, the word is a demonym. Similar words are synonyms, opposite are antonyms. The people from the country are referred to with the word demonym. If you know the spelling, you can type that as well. Some English to go with chess. Alison, did you know that? The word is a demonym. Nice, Namish, that's nice. The N is missing, otherwise Anish and Namish. Ankit is sharing with us that Giri is surname from Bengal. But let me tell you, that is true, but let me tell you about yeah, absolutely right. The demonym, that's right, Rudra, that's the spelling of demonym. And Ankit, let me tell you that as far as this player Anish Giri is concerned, his father has a Nepalese origin, belonging to Nepal, the descendant from Nepal. That's why the name Anish. You can do a Wikipedia search on this. You are right that Giri is a surname even in West Bengal, a state in India. But as far as Anish Giri is concerned, he has his origins in Nepal. So his father has Nepalese origin. Can Wikipedia this and let me know. Really? Okay, now time to go back to our chess games. I hope you are ready. The fun will resume once we are done with those two games from number 36 to number 40. But first, let's go back to the games. I'm sure that you will also like to treat this as a good break. But now we have to go back and study. It's white to play again. I'm ready. This is yet another Sicilian game, but this time it's the Taimanov. Okay, so oh, where am I? I'm not visible. Let me bring myself. Here we go. So this time it's the Sicilian Taimanov, and what happens later? Knight to c3. Now I like this variation a lot. If there is something where you want to catch black with a surprise, this is a very nice move, guys. So knight c3, knight e7 by black, center break move, d4, f5. Now this pretty much looks like some kind of a Dutch defense. Talking of Dutch, d4, f5, and d5 push by white. Black took on e4. Seniors, keep an eye on the proceedings. I'll soon grant you your 3 minutes of thinking time. Watch what's happening here. Knight took on d5. Knight was played to e5. g6 was played, prophylactic move. Why was that? Because I believe black saw that there was this check coming up with the idea of the knight sacrifice, and after the pawn takes it, the queen can take the rook. I am sure all of you know this typical idea with the knight on e5. There is always this queen h5 check. I am sure you know of this idea, guys, With the knight on e5, there is queen h5 check, g6, knight takes g6, h takes g6, queen takes h8. Okay, but that's why I think black played the move g6 as a prophylactic move. And now what did white play? White played queen f3, and this is for the B batch. For the B batch, what is the threat? Why did white play queen f3? Type in the chat. Why did white play queen f3 here? That's right, the scholar's mate. And now, the way to avoid it, it is the scholar's mate, you're right, the threat is pretty simple, sort of scholar's mate, it's not exactly scholar's mate, but yeah, the square is f7 with the knight support, bishop support, yeah, sure. The way to stop it is, well, it exists, so black played queen c7 in order to give some escape route, and now it is here that I am going to ask you to think for 3 minutes, and well, Alison, you can make up for the regret earlier and try to come up with the best answer here in this case. 3 minutes, white to play. I will join you after 3 minutes. The time starts. Enjoy the music. Okay, the time is up. Ankit Banerjee, nothing. Alison, nothing. Samartha, nothing. That's surprising. What's up? What happened? No? That's it? Everybody just showing loyalty towards Jay? That's it? Jay will be super happy. I'm sure Jay is very happy. Jay will be like over the moon. All these guys are supporting me. Jay should really be happy here. I can clearly see Jay with a nice smile here. Everyone is supporting me. Jay is simply very popular. Okay, your time is up. I have to show you the continuation, but I would have loved to get the continuation from you. Here it goes. It's not forced mate. It is not. What happened in the game was Queen F7 check. Well, that is the correct guess. King D8. Well, that is forced. Bishop G5 check. And here, if Knight E7, then it is mate in 3, which did not happen in the game. I repeat. If the black knight now blocks the check, Knight E7, then it is mate in 3. Let me show that to you quickly. If over here, if Knight E7 is played, then there is mate in 3 after Queen E8 check. What a sacrifice. King takes E8 and Knight F6, King D8, Knight F7 is checkmate. This is just unbelievable. This is killer. This is like OMG killer. Then it is mate in 3, which I suppose Jay saw. So Jay, congratulations. I think this is what you saw. Let us look at that mate again. After Bishop G5 check, if Knight E7, yes, then there is Queen E8. Then King takes. What a brilliant sacrifice to come up with, guys. Then King has to take, and after Knight F6 check, there is forced King D8 and Knight F7 is just checkmate. However, in this case, there is another thing. Check can be blocked by the bishop. Well, what if that happens? Still white is pretty much winning everything. Bishop takes E7 check. A forced move is Knight takes. It is forced, by the way. And now you have Queen F6 winning everything. Because now the rook is probably struggling to find a square. Let's say Rook G8 for argument's sake. Then there is Knight F7 check. You have the forced move King D8. And there is Knight D6 check. Now if King F8, there is mate in 1. Who can type in the chat? There are 2 ways to mate in checkmate in 1 from here. I'm going to wait in the chat now. 2 checkmate in 1 from here. 2 moves to checkmate in 1 in this position, guys. There are 2 ways to checkmate in 1 here. Knight D8 checkmate is absolutely wrong. Knight D8 checkmate is Knight D8 checkmate. Really, is that Knight D8 is also? Yes, Knight D8 checkmate. There are then 3 ways to do it. I'm sorry. There are then 3 ways. I didn't see that. I did not see that. There are 3 ways, guys. 3 ways. Yes, Alison, you're right. There are 3 ways to checkmate here. Yes. I beg your pardon. I did not see. So congratulations. I had not calculated Knight D8 checkmate myself. I saw 2, but yeah, there are 3 ways to checkmate. Wonderful. I did not see that myself. Well, 3 ways to checkmate in 1 move. Can you type all the 3? I'll show you. Knight D8 is what we saw. I think there is Knight E5 checkmate as well. Wherever the knight goes, in fact, Knight E5 is also checkmate. And then there is Knight H6. That's also checkmate. So what about Knight to H8? What about Knight to H8? There are 4 ways to checkmate it. We didn't calculate that. There are 4 ways to calculate. Oh my god. There are 4 things to calculate in checkmate. Unbelievable. I didn't see them. I bet I saw 2. But even, well, knight h8 is also made. It's just about delivering a discovered check. So anywhere will do. Anywhere will do. Goodness. 4 ways to checkmate. Again, beg your pardon. And now let us go through the game one more time before going on to our last game. Let's take back all the moves. This was Sicilian Taimanov, and I'm going to recommend as white that you go for knight c3. Black players don't come all prepared with knight c3. Normally they just expect you to go for d4 straight away. So e4, c5, knight f3, e6, and then knight c3. Then you have d4, then the center break. But f5 was a pretty strange move. d5, pawns were exchanged, knight takes d5. The idea of knight e5 is to give queen h5 check, the typical idea. So black played a prophylactic g6 move. We saw this word last time, prophylactic. Queen f3 is threatening queen f7 checkmate, so the breathing square for the king. Nonetheless, there's still queen f7 check, king d8, and now bishop g5 check. We saw that if bishop e7, then bishop takes, knight takes, and after this you have checkmate in 4 ways. And after bishop g5 check, if black blocks it with the knight, then there is a beautiful queen sacrifice to finish things off with queen e8 check, king takes e8, knight f6 check, king d8, and knight f7 is checkmate. Absolutely brilliant. Mate with the knights. I remember that game between Soumitra and Samartha. Mate with the knights. I remember the tournament game. Soumitra, am I right? You and Samartha had that game with the mate with the knights. Let me know in the chat. 5 ways. We did not discuss knight g5. Let me see guys. If bishop blocks it, knight g5 is also checkmate. Oh hell yeah. Yes, knight g5. You are so right. Knight g5 is also checkmate. Now please don't tell me there are 6. Well, Ankit, welcome back. I hope you've joined us. And by the way, this is mesmerizing. This is amazing. So not 3 ways, not 2 ways, not 3 ways, not 4 ways, but there are 5 ways to checkmate. Incredible. I think we can go straight now to the next game. Enough of this. This is our last game now, and then we shall go back to our chess players. We did see knight h6. We saw that. So 5 ways in total. 5 ways. No more. I'm absolutely certain. 5 ways. Now why 6 ways? No. We saw knight h6. Itesh. We saw knight h6. At knight h6 check was seen. The last game is d4, d5. The queen's pawn. So let us proceed to the point where, well, this is kind of a reverse. The reverse Danish. You can try this line. I have tried this and I have some victories with this. Bishop e3, normal piece development. The idea is give up a pawn for quick development. By the way, why was the move queen a4? Type in the chat. What is the idea of queen a4 check? Why did white play queen a4 check? Very quickly in the chat, please. Please let me know why queen a4 check. What is the logic? Well, Ankit is saying picking up the bishop. Ankit, picking up the bishop, sure. Like on a date. Ankit Bandyopadhyay, picking up the bishop. Right. Hanging bishop on g4. So let me just draw on the board what Ankit is sharing. It's a check, but also attacking the bishop on g4 or picking up the bishop. Sure. Okay, Jay wants to claim that he said first. Fine. No problem, Jay. No problem. Okay, so is there a way to stop the B batch, guys? The question is for the B batch, guys. So if it is a 4, the B batch, guys, if it is a 4, can black save the bishop? Can black save the bishop? Correct. Sriram answered it. So the move should be, if you want to save this bishop and also get rid of the check, then you have one move that does it, is to bring the bishop to d7 and save both. That's why I think the B batch guys should watch for such moves. This is just brilliant. Bishop d7 does both. Bishop d7 blocks the check and also will save the bishop. Okay, so bishop d7. That was played indeed. Queen was brought to e4. The idea is to attack the pawn on e5, and also the threat is to attack the knight and also unleash an attack on the b7 pawn. I hope you can see this. It's a very nice idea, queen a4. The idea is you push the pawn, attack the knight, and also look at b7. It's a discovered attack on the b7 pawn. What does black do now? In the game, what happened was black played f6. White did not push the pawn because he had better ideas, so he did not push the pawn, as I mentioned. Why did he not do that? Knight g6 was played, and now I want to concede 3 minutes of thinking time. Give me your best opinion. White to play here. Enjoy the music. I'll join you after 3 minutes. Okay, the time is up. And Prajna, what's up? I saw your answer, girl. I am seeing everything. I am seeing that you're answering, and I'm also witnessing Allison's extended support for you. Anyway, that's nice. And yes, most of you, all of you have got the right answer. There is a wonderful queen sacrifice here. That is outstanding calculation. Very good. Especially because some B players, B batch guys also calculated it correctly. Well, yes, there is a queen sacrifice here. Queen takes g6 check. H takes g6. What happens if after this he plays king e7? The same thing, which is going to happen after bishop takes g6. It's bishop c5, check and mate. Brilliant calculation. Absolutely brilliant calculation. Now let's go through this game one more time before we go to the famous chess players. Let's pull it back all the way. And I would appreciate all of you also to learn this particular idea. Guys, this idea is very nice. This idea is simply very nice. If you want to play something really different, d4, d5, e4, then d takes e4, f3, and then knight takes on f3. It's definitely the kind of a semi-Danish line where you take on c3 instead of giving the b2 pawn also. So that kind of a line. This is nice. This is very good. So what happened here is bishop pinned the knight immediately. Then there is bishop e3 and c3. c3 is a good multi-purpose move because that would mean that the queen can exploit various squares. The pawn was pushed. The idea always was to get rid of that knight. I told you there was a fork. Bishop d7. Multi-purpose idea of queen e4, f6, bishop d3, setting up for this wonderful attack on the king side. Knight g6, and immediately there was. That is why at this move, white just controlled the temptation of this move to get the pawn or something like that. Of course, after this move it doesn't work because after pushing the pawn, the knight comes back to c6. So there is an automatic support for the b7 pawn. So bishop d3, and then there is this beautiful checkmating sequence. Absolutely brilliant. And now the number 36, the 36th player. I hope all of you are ready. Time for us to go to our player number 36 for today. Number 36, 37, 38, 39 and 40. And then we will decide if we want to play a game or stop at that moment. Okay? Okay. Fine. Okay. And let's now, we'll leave Allison and Prajna for the moment. They're quite busy. The thing is, we will go to number 36 and find out who that player is. I think we stopped at Anish Giri, right? Correct me. I have to start the PPT. I don't want to start it at the wrong point. Did we stop at Anish Giri? Wasn't he the last one, guys? You saw Anish Giri? He was last. Yes, 3 out of 4 games there was queen sacrifice. Yes. Last time the theme I think was double check. Guys, let me know, was Anish Giri the last player we saw so that I can start my PPT from the correct player. Yes, Avnish. Yes, instead of Anish, yes, we have Avnish. And then there is Namish. So I think we stopped here. So Alison and Prajna, if you are now done with your chit chat, we could come to the point. Number 36, who is this famous player? I'll give you a clue. His reaction when he was playing against a robot is epic. It's all over the YouTube. That video where he was playing against a chess robot, and the chess robot actually took at the extreme on the 8th rank. So, you know, this player actually had to he was suddenly, there was a jolt, like what was happening. So do you know this guy? Very good player, and he was popular for that moment. Soumitra is the first to answer. Let's see. Yeah, do we have Soumitra as the first one? So image number 36, Grandmaster. Oh, Grandmaster Prajna Suresh. Yes. If the question was about the future, by the way, now I have to say, Prajna, you insist that it's not chess men, it's chess pieces. How could you assume that it would be GM Prajna and not WGM Prajna? Wouldn't it be WGM? Tell me that. Shouldn't it be WGM? How can you be GM Prajna? It has to be WGM Prajna, right? Got you there, Prajna. Yes, Soumitra has watched the video. Fantastic. Ankit, have you watched that video where he was playing against a chess robot? It's all over YouTube. You should watch that. They made a chess robot, and that was a very famous game indeed. Anyway, so yes, the answer is Grandmaster Alexander Grischuk from Russia. Get to your notepad, guys. You would have 40 players now. So slowly but steadily, we have covered up 40 good players from the history of this wonderful game. 40 players now. 36 for now. Of course, we will go until 40 today. Are you ready to move to the next one? Have you made... even Manas has seen that video. Wonderful. Thank you. Arya Mahaka, thank you so much. And Alison, as expected, wonderful. Ankit has watched that video. Wonderful, Ankit. Very good. Let's move to number 37 now. Okay, who is this famous chess player? Very famous chess player. You know, there are grandmasters who are not so much in the limelight. Of course, they are grandmasters, but yes, I agree that there are some grandmasters not so popular. He is very popular, very famous. Can you tell me who is in the image? Number 37. Thank you, Prajna. Kind of you, but let us go to... By the way, I am going to share soon a video. I probably have that video where Prajna was taking the lecture. She showed a game in the hub once. I think I'll search for it if I can get it. That's on Sunday. I will show some more pics. Remember, you're missing the hub? Surely. So on Sunday, I might just go ahead and share some more videos and snaps. Guess Grandmaster Veselin Topalov is absolutely the right answer. Well, when you guess the name, guys, when you guess the name, you can also guess the country. I will appreciate that. If you know the name of the country, wonderful. Bulgaria, guys, Bulgaria. No, that's not Mamedyarov. I don't think that's... He looks like him, but in the background you don't have Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. No. Have you made a note of number 37 in the notepad? I think we can go now to the number 38. Okay, another Russian. So now this time, no need to guess the country. I've revealed another Russian who is in the image number 38. Where is Bulgaria? That's a good question, Avdut. Maybe I'll have to present an atlas here. Saumitra could help. Where the hell is Bulgaria? It's not Master of Defense, Saumitra. It's Minister of Defense, not Master of Defense. Correction. He is known as the Minister of Defense, not Master of Defense. Minister of Defense. Correction. Yes, he is known as the Minister of Defense, Grandmaster Sergei Karyakin. By the way, the J makes the Y sound. It's Karyakin. The J makes the Y sound. Karyakin. If you remember, I had said that the letter J is quite funny in the sense that it makes more than one sound. Three sounds. The J sound, the Y sound, and sometimes the H sound as well. Remember Jose Capablanca? Jose, Jose, Jose Capablanca. Well, this one is Karyakin. Sergei Karyakin, the Minister of Defense. And Pratik has answered. Thank you, Pratik. Avdut has the answer. It lies in the Balkan states in Europe near the Caspian Sea. Thank you so much, Pratik. You might not have answered in the lecture anything related to chess at all, but Bulgaria, yes man, he knew that. Pratik, what's up? Well, thank you anyway. Okay, number 39 now. Number 39. Number 39, guys. Who is he? Number 39, please. Alison is saying that she could identify Bobby Fischer. Surely. Let's see. Let's see if we have him today. But one thing is for sure, I don't think we have covered him thus far. So you're right, Alison. Maybe I will cover him. And then I will hope that you will answer. Number 39 for the moment, please. Is he Yan Nepomniachtchi? Is number 39 Yan Nepomniachtchi? Please. Is he Yan? Mikhail Tal is done. We have covered him. Oh, come on. Now the people are divided. Some people are saying he's Grandmaster Yan Nepomniachtchi. Some people are saying he's Grandmaster Peter Swidler. I love it. I love it. This is nice. 50-50%. People are divided. The beginners think it's Grandmaster Yan Nepomniachtchi. The correct answer though is he is Grandmaster Peter Swidler from Russia. He is not Yan Nepomniachtchi. He is Grandmaster Peter Swidler, another gentleman from Russia. By the way, in Russia, chess is a subject at school, taken very seriously. So he is Grandmaster Peter Swidler, not Yan Nepomniachtchi. By the way, do let me know if you have covered Yan Nepomniachtchi thus far. No, right? That is why you guessed him. And now for number 40, player number 40 for today. Who is this very famous chess player, please? Number 40. Yeah. Now in India as well, they've started teaching chess at schools. I agree. But I'm just saying that it's their national, if I'm not wrong, the national game. Very seriously. Even in India now, chess is taught in schools, and something that as a chess player, well, I love it. Allison is very smart. Allison says, you know what? He is not Bobby Fischer. Well, you are correct. That's the second time you are correct, Allison. He is not. And by the way, Rupak has also said the country. He has also mentioned the country. He thinks it's from Armenia. Is that the right answer? Absolutely. Grandmaster Levon Aronian. And he is from Armenia. Very famous chess players. All of these. They are wonderful players. All 40 of them. We have thus far covered 40 players, guys. The intention is that as a beginner, you should know all these heroes, all these superstars of chess. Let me know if in the notepad you've made the name of all, you've written their names with the spellings correctly and the pronunciation. Skaryakin, it's Jose, it's Nepomniachtchi, but we have not covered him yet, I don't think so. Has the highest number of grandmasters, not highest number of chess players. The highest number of chess players will be in India. The highest number of grandmasters is with Russia. Slight correction. There are a lot of chess players in India, but there are more grandmasters in Russia. Agree. By the way, here is your homework. As of now, it's a very good homework, guys. Now this one is not for Allison alone. Homework for all. Homework for all is to find out, as of now, it's 18 June today. As of now, how many grandmasters does India have? It's a very interesting. As of today, 18 June, as I speak, how many grandmasters can India boast of? That's a very good thing to Google. Of course, you can do that. And also let me know the last one to become grandmaster. Let me know. Alright, I think it is time for us to stop. It was fun. I don't think we should engage in bullet games. It's already more than an hour and a half now. So we will stop for now. Soumitra, I hope that you are going to share the link for tournament tomorrow. Type in the chat yes. In the morning tomorrow, share the complete details of the tournament. Soumitra, I'm looking forward to your chat line, that is. You should share the tournament details tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Friday, tournament for all. Soumitra is there, right? Waiting, Soumitra, before we... Yes. Oh, come on. It's already hour and a half. Really? We will stop for now, guys. No more. We will stop for now. We will have... we already have gone past 90 minutes. Enough. We will actually end the lecture with two things. Number one, Soumitra, please make sure that you share the details tomorrow on our WhatsApp group. The second thing is, those who have not watched Omkar sir's lecture yet, he's made a very nice lecture on the feedback. Very good indeed. So those who have not watched that video, please go ahead and watch it and leave your comments, because he has taken good efforts to bring that feedback to you. Absolutely brilliant video. And we will meet tomorrow. I will bring you the live coverage of the tournament. And don't answer my homework right now. Come on, don't do that now. We will meet tomorrow. Till that time, take care, stay home, be safe.